Wow, we welcome you back to our page, Community Health and Nutrition. Today, we are going to be talking on Nutrition and Dietetics, Lecture 1 and Part 1 of Lecture 1. Course objective will define health and nutrition and all the rest. The module outline. The concept of nutrition, dietetics versus nutrition, types of nutrition. We have macronutrients and micronutrients. Lesson focus. We'll be focusing on the concept of nutrition, dietetics versus nutrition, types of nutrients, macro, carbohydrate, proteins, fat, dietary fiber, water. So we will have the concept of nutrition. Nutrition, nourishment, or alignment is the supply of materials as food required by organisms and cells to stay alive. In hospitals, nutrition may refer to the food requirements of patients, including nutritional solutions delivered via an intravenous or IG intragastric tube. FAO's mandate is to raise levels of nutrition, improve agricultural productivity, better the lives of rural population, and contribution to the growth of the world economy. Achieving food security for all is all at the heart of FAO's effort. According to FAO, food security exists when all people at all times have physical, social, and economic access to sufficient, safe, and nutritious food to meet their dietary needs and food preferences for an active, healthy life. The Food and Nutrition Board addresses issues of safety, quality, and adequacy of the food supply, establishes principles and guidelines of adequate dietary intake, and renders authoritative judgment on the relationship among food intake, nutrition, and health. Dietetics versus nutrition. A dietitian studies dietetics while a nutritionist studies nutrition. The two terms are often interchangeably, however, they are not 100% identical. Dietetics, the interpretation and communication of the science of nutrition so that people can make informed and practical choices about food and lifestyle in both health and diseases. Part of a dietitian's course include both hospital and community setting. The majority of dietitians work in healthcare, education, and research, while a much smaller population also work in the food industry. Nutrition is the study of nutrients in food, how the body uses nutrients, and the relationship between diet, health, and a disease. Major food manufacturers employ nutritionists and food scientists. Nutritionists may also work in journalism, education, and research. Many nutritionists work in the field of food science and technology. Thus, nutrition equals to food content, quality. Dietetics equals to food context and effect. Nutrition is present in all processes of life. Anything that involves life and chemical or biochemical movement has nutrition at its core. Anything that lives is dependent on energy, which results from the combustion of food. The human body requires 7 major types of nutrients. A nutrient is a source of nourishment, an ingredient in food, e.g. protein, carbohydrate, fat, vitamin, mineral, fiber, and water. Macronutrients are nutrients we need in relative large quantities. Micronutrients are nutrients we need in relative small quantity. Energy macronutrients. These provide energy which is measured either in kilocalories or joules. Carbohydrate, which is the first type of nutrient, a 4 kilocal per gram. Carbohydrates include monosaccharides, glucose, fructose, galactose, disaccharides, sucrose, lactose, maltose, and polysaccharide starch. Sources: we have maize, rice, cassava, wheat. Nutritionally, polysaccharides are more favored for humans because they are more complex molecules, sugar chains, and take longer time to break down. The more complex a sugar molecule is, the larger it takes to break down and absorb into the bloodstream, and the less it raises blood sugar levels. Increase in blood sugar levels are linked to heart and vascular disease such as diabetes and stroke. Disease associated with carbohydrate deficiency include hypoglycemia, glycemia, ketosis, and obesity. Proteins: 4 kilocal per gram. Simple proteins called monomers are used to create complicated or complex proteins called polymers, which build and repair tissue and maintain the body. Sources: we have milk, cheese, egg, meat, fish. Some diseases linked with protein hyperactivity include Alzheimer's disease, cancer, and type 2 diabetes. Diseases associated with protein deficiency include kwashiorkor, marasmus, liver and clotting disorders. Fat: 90 kilocalories per gram. Fats are triglycerides, 3 molecules of fatty acid combined with a molecule of the alcohol glycerol. Fatty acids are simple compounds, monomers, while triglycerides are complex molecules, polymers. Sources: we have butter, oil, dry fruits, meat. Some diseases linked with fat accumulation include obesity. Diseases associated with fat deficiency include rheumatoid arthritis, gallstone, cancer, atherosclerosis, coronary atherosclerosis. Types of nutrients. Other macronutrients. These type of nutrients do not provide energy. We have fiber, which is the fourth class of food. Fiber consists mostly of carbohydrates. However, because of its limited absorption by the body, not much of the sugars and starches get into the bloodstream. Fiber is a crucial part of essential human nutrition. Sources: we have vegetables and water. About 70% of the known fat mass of the human body is water. Humans require 1 to 7 liters of water per day in order to avoid dehydration. Water requirements are very closely linked to body size, age, environmental temperatures, physical activity, different states of health, and dietary habits. For example, somebody who consumes a lot of salt will require more water than another person of the same height, age, and weight, exposed to the same levels of outside temperatures and similar levels of physical exertions, who consumes less salt. Claims like the more water you drink, the healthier you are not backed with scientific evidence. The variables that influence water requirements are so vast that accurate advice on water intake would only be valid after evaluating each person individually. Thank you very much for following us to the end of this module. Stay tuned for upcoming modules and lectures. God bless you.